Alright, hello and welcome to our patch notes preview. We're going to do it on the current patch that's coming out. They released the patch notes on the League of Legends site. EU West is currently patching, so NA should be patching in the next day or two. So we've loaded up the patch screen, or the patch notes on our respective screens, and we're just going to go over it and discuss some of the changes together. So we're going to start again with Akali. So the changes are Twilight Shroud now grants vision in the area of effect. So if you put the shroud down in a brush, for example, it will grant vision inside that brush. And the other thing is Shadow Dance, her ultimate. The time that it takes to charge one of her stacks of her ultimate has been reduced to, well, has been reduced a little bit per rank. Alright, so what does everyone think of Akali's new changes?
Come on, Rob, talk.
It's. I feel it's much better. It should be a lot used more in RE though.
Okay.
Just kind of fell off for the last few patches.
Any
We're
other?
really going to get nerfed.
Yeah, because a couple of patches
Well,
ago, her
they're-
early game got nerfed really bad.
Yeah, but now they're just giving her a different kind of her early game power back, but in a different way. If let's say you want 3 seconds of your Shadow Dance, it's less 15 seconds less. You're having to wait instead of compared to before. So I mean, you can let's say you hit level 6. It's going to be 90 seconds, and then you can just burst someone down really quickly. Instead of actually having to wait, that 15 seconds could literally have meant them killing you or whatever. It's gonna be an interesting change for early game, but they didn't actually reduce the time late game. So if she can't really do anything with it, it's not really gonna be too big of a difference. But it could get her a couple extra kills.
I feel like it's more useful Akali top lane as opposed to mid lane. Because in the top lane,
Yeah.
the brushes are really, really important for duking and trading and stuff like that. Mid lane, not so much. So we might see more Akali top play in the future.
Which is good.
I think so. I think so. Mobile champions are really good top lane, so. Alright, moving on to Caitlyn. Caitlyn's been seeing a lot of play in the professional scene. So what Riot is doing right now is reducing her base attack speed by 2% roughly, which we calculated earlier. Attack speed per level that she gains passively without items is going to be increased 1%, so it's now 4% per level as opposed to 3. And headshot passive is no longer gaining stacks while you attack towers. And I'm assuming it's the same for inhibitors as well, since it says structures, not actually towers. So what do you think?
It doesn't address her dumb range. She has a much higher range than everyone else, so it doesn't really affect that. If you're not pushed at tower, it doesn't really hurt her in that respect, unless you guys actually try to fight it out and try to actually go for a kill. But if it's just harassing, it doesn't really affect that at all.
Hmm.
If you're siege to tower, it would affect that because you couldn't get the stacks off the tower anymore. But if you're just last sitting in the middle of the lane, it doesn't really affect her in any way.
Yeah.
And it actually gives her slightly stronger late game, which is kind of annoying because she's already strung up to through mid.
Yeah, because back in season 2, Nunu Caitlyn was, the unbeatable lane.
Dumb.
Yeah.
I fucking hate Caitlyn.
Yeah. Alright. Shall we move on? Cassiopeia, just a little quality of life change. Her E, which is Twin Fang, now counts as a single target spell, which seems a little odd. I think it was a little bit of a bug fix. So it procs Rylai's Crystal Scepter as well as Liandry's Torment, etc. Moving on, Diana's getting a few changes. So her passive damage is getting reduced a little bit. Her scaling with her AP scaling is staying the same, but the range of the cleave behind Diana is getting reduced. Doesn't specify by how much, but it says it's getting reduced. Her shield now, the damage from the shield has been reduced Oh no, it's been increased. I don't know. Okay, so rank one,
Increased early game, then
yeah.
reduced late.
it's kind of weird, but it's been adjusted. Let's say. Shield has been reduced, the shield amount, but now instead of refreshing the shield, it now stacks. What does everyone think about those changes?
She needed it.
She needed the change.
Wait, okay. Well, I mean, it weakens her. It weakens the fact that she can't. It's hard gonna be harder for her to just melee you down. That's like one of the things. Like, I'm Deanna, I'm just gonna melee you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and with
I
her
always
shield,
thought
she
that
could
was
still do
annoying.
it.
Yeah, like, and the thing is, but I mean, if you can get through her first shield really quickly, she's gonna have a weaker shield overall. So if you can just get through that first shield before she can pop the second one, so they stack, you're gonna be better. You're gonna be better off. And does less damage to you. So if she tries to, like, pop that and ult at you, it shouldn't be doing less damage to you overall with that. But it's not really too big of a change
Mm-hmm.
as far as the shield goes. I mean, it's a little bit less damage, but if the person times it right, they're gonna have a much larger shield. So.
I mean, I feel like a champion like Diana is similar to Akali in some sense. Like her huge power spike should be at level 6, you know? Like when she gets that dash ultimate. But I feel like with the current state of the shield, it reduces like trading potential for the opposing laner, so that she can kind of, like every time she goes in for harass, she just shields, and then instantly it's refreshed because you're next to minions, and it pops the shield anyway.
Yes.
So I feel like, yeah, it's gonna nerf her pre-6 game a little bit. People have to actually choose when to use the shield, as opposed to just blindly putting the shield on and hoping for the best. So we might see a little bit of a higher skill cap to Diana than she is currently. Any other additional
So just
comments?
Q. Was it Q? Was it W? Or is it E for shield? What's her shield? Is it E or W?
It's W. E is her little pullback thingy.
Oh yeah. So was it just Q W R, then E,
Yeah.
then R,
Then Q
and you
again.
do fucking tons of damage?
Then Q again. R. Q.
Yeah.
R. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. that's such a terrible thing.
I
If someone can
know.
just go Q W R Q E W R, it's like, no, you just stop.
Yeah. Oh, what do you think of the changes to her passive? Do you think it's the death of Nash's Tooth Diana? Do you think people are still gonna build
No, probably not.
it? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright.
I mean, the thing is, it's still gonna be good. It's just gonna be not as good. I mean, it might not. The thing is, on a lot of if you feel like on was it lowbuild.com or whatever, where you see like how the pros builder, it's on no matter what pro it is, they almost always build like it or like the one that comes before it.
Mm-hmm.
The thing
Stinger.
to make it. Yeah, there we go.
Stinger.
Stinger. I'm gonna punch you through the internet. Okay, yeah, Stinger. You either see that or you see Nashor's Tooth like on or like pretty much in every game. So they might not build it. They might build something else instead.
Okay.
Which would be nice. You'd actually see something, see something like a different itemization for, which would be nice. But I doubt it.
Okay. Alright, so the next champion that's getting a balance is Elise. So basically they're removing the bonus armor and magic resist she gets in her little spider form. And the
God.
ability power ratio on Skittering Frenzy, which is her W. Which also healed her, I believe. Yeah.
Does it? I don't think so.
The damage from the spiders
Good
heal
lord.
her. I know that.
Do they really?
Yeah. That's why she's used in the jungle.
What?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
In spider form, at least.
Look that up real quick.
Wait, what is... yeah.
What? It is.
It
Holy
is,
crap.
right? It is. I told you. I know this.
Yes.
Alright,
Yeah.
so
yeah.
what do you think of these
That's very
changes? What do you think of these changes to Elise?
It was needed. I mean, she's really strong, even in lower elos.
Called a lane
The
bully for a
frenzy
reason, though.
definitely needed that little bit of buff on the ratio.
Okay.
I think it's a
Is
fairly
that her
good
heal
balance.
ratio?
No, it's just the damage
Is it the
AP.
healing
It's
ratio?
ability buff.
No, just the damage AP. think?
Skittering Frenzy doesn't have a. It has got to be the heal simply because there is no AP.
Oh, okay.
It gives her attack speed.
Right. And the spiders, you heal from whatever the spiders attack.
Yeah, so it's got to be the healing ratio.
Okay. What do you think of the spider form though? No longer grants armor and magic resist. It's the same as Nidalee.
Thank Jesus.
Do you think it's good?
It'd be annoying because you're trying to trade with her,
Mm-hmm.
and then she'd live with like 20 or 30 HP simply because she had a little bit too much armor.
Okay.
Or
Do you think-
it also let her dive a little bit better. So I don't know. I'm glad that they're getting rid of that.
So you think that it was right to make her exactly like Nidalee, essentially?
But she's still not exactly like Nidalee. She doesn't
Well,
have
yeah.
like the super. She doesn't have the super poke.
No. I mean, like, when Nidalee gets into a cat form, she no longer has armor and magic resist, which was, I believe it was last patch.
Was that really?
Yeah, it was a quite recent patch
I'm
anyway.
not really a Nidalee player. I don't really play Nidalee that much.
Hmm. But okay, let's move on. A little change
Do
to
you think that they should have kept it?
the armor and magic resist.
You think they should have kept it?
Hmm. No, I don't think so. She already gains like bonus movement speed,
Yeah.
she's kind of more like Jace right now. Jace gets movement speed from switching forms. All right. So
Yeah,
on-
but if he's in hammer form, he gets MR and armor.
does it really? I don't play enough Jace, but
Yep.
probably.
I play a lot of Jace.
Okay, you win now. Okay, moving on to J4. Jarvan the Fourth is Demacian Standard, which is his little flag Tossiru. No longer, the vision radius granted from his flag has been changed from 850 to 700. I mean, it's a little nerf, but nothing too significant.
Wait, what's the range of
I'll play
the
him.
ward?
I don't know. It's
On Asian, use your head.
it's a lot bigger than this though. But, like it's not gonna be as useful for early game scouting as it used to be. But that's pretty much the more changes I can think of. Like, I mean, like there's no other changes to it. They're not reducing like the aura benefits or anything from the standard. So, do you really want to know?
Let's move
It
on.
says it's a cast range of 600.
Probably. But like this is the vision radius. Alright, stop.
Yeah, no.
Let's move on. On to Karma. This is a little quality of life change. Okay, so the mantra bonus of an inner flame, which is called Soul Flare. I believe it's a Q. The slow area now spawns
Yes.
directly under the primary target. Nothing significant, but it's referring to the little AoE circle that Karma throws out before it. I think after 2 seconds it detonates to deal extra damage. So it's talking about that. It spawns as soon as it hits someone. It will be directly underneath that. All right. On to Misfortune. So what they're doing is they're changing her W passive, which is called Impure Shots. So max stacks increased to 5 instead of 4. And then damage per stack is reduced a little bit. I think it's around 2 at all ranks. Around that much.
Yeah. it
So what do you think this is going to do for Misfortune?
is. I don't play AD.
Okay.
I mean, she's not gonna be strong early game.
No,
Okay.
she would definitely be much better later game.
How would she be better later
Like-
game?
She gets an extra stack
Okay, so
with all her items.
yeah, what makes Misfortune a lane bully is the damage from a double up, as well as this, which does okay to address the fact that she is dealing a lot of damage early game. But I feel like her mid game is being boosted by the fact that you have more stacks. So I mean, if you calculate the damage right now, rank 1 of W at max attack deals 24 damage currently, and then when it's going to be patched, it will deal 20 damage. It's a small change, but I think it's significant enough that it affects laning phase just a little bit. Alright, on to Mordekaiser. I know you've been expecting this. So, apparently the change to Mordekaiser is that his recommended items have been updated. What do you think? Have they? Are they more useful
Well,
now?
they used to be, yeah, they're more along the lines of what you actually want on him, but, like, they took off Gunblade for some reason, which I don't understand. Like, Gunblade's really, really good on him. But, I mean, it's gonna be more, definitely the actual more recommended items are actually better this time around. They
Okay.
usually kind of screw him over, but, yeah, I'm liking them. It should be a little bit easier to actually build them quickly, instead of having to wait and actually search through the fucking shop.
Okay.
I mean, that's all it really is. I was hoping they'd actually revert one of the nerfs on his shield. It'd be great.
Alright. On
What
to Nami. So they've been buffing Nami for a while now. It's because she's only been played like once or twice in the competitive scene. What they're doing is buffing the speed, not range, but speed of the projectile associated with her auto attack. Okay, so her passive, bonus movement speed. So every time you cast a spell on an ally, they will get bonus movement speed. It used to be 30 movement speed, now it's 40. As well as her Q, which is a little bubble. The stun duration has been increased to 1.5 seconds. It used to be 1.25. What do you think of the Nami changes?
Probably the support player.
That stun increase is very significant. That could be an extra auto attack or another spell. I think that's pretty good. The speed, that's pretty decent too. Oh wow, that's the basic attack's not too bad either. I don't know. Overall, I think it's a pretty good buff. I mean,
Okay. Do you think now she'll see more play?
probably not.
Probably not. I think the problem with Nami
Nobody
is that
knows Nami.
it's true.
Nobody knows her.
Yeah. Well, like they didn't address the main
Sucks.
problem, which is her Q. It's unreliable, and she has a higher skill cap than the rest of the supports, which makes her less played. I think if they wanted to see more play,
The people who mastered her.
yeah.
Yeah, but why make her? Why would lower the skill cap?
No, I'm saying like if they really if
Oh.
Riot really wanted to have her being picked and banned every game, they would have to do something about her Aqua Prism. All right.
I mean, that already 0.25 seconds is decent.
Yeah, but it's hard to
you
hit.
talking about,
That's
you
the
said
problem.
it's unreliable?
It's hard to hit. That's what people have been saying.
Oh, so unlike like Taric in a single target stun where he just walks up and clicks on you,
Kind of like
it's a
that.
skill shot comparatively.
Yeah, but like as a skill shot, it's a lot more difficult to land in other skill shots because of the travel time. It travels so slow. It
Oh,
gives
is it really?
yeah, it travels a lot slower than I mean like the Taric stun projectile is really slow, but that's because it's a point and click projectile. But let's say we compare it to like Leona's E, which travels really fast. That's a really short stun, but it's still a stun. It's a short
Yeah.
disable. Like compared to that, it's a lot harder to hit. All right, let's move on to the Yeti. So Nunu's consume is getting a little bit of a let's see. It's getting changed. It's getting reworked to make him more suitable for the jungle. They said that this will be changing top lane Nunu, making it less viable. Because top lane Nunu used to be ridiculous. Like snowball you all day, eat minions, win lane. So they're trying to change that. So what they've done is they've increased the damage on consume. So instead of being at 500 max rank, it'll be 600 and so forth. It scales pretty much the same with smite at max rank. So it'll be 1000 true damage to a minion, or Baron, Dragon,
I
etc.
had no idea.
As opposed to
I don't know
900.
why that wasn't like that before.
I mean, like, yeah, Cho'Gath Feast is also 1000 true damage, so why shouldn't Nunu's
Exactly.
consume be? So they've
But
reduced.
Cho'Gath eat things is an ult.
Yeah, I know. But if you think about it, Cho'Gath's feast can be cast on anything,
That's true. Oh, that's true.
whereas
You're right.
Nunu can only be consume minions. So the healing from consume has been reduced. Stop doing that with your eye, please. Healing ratio has been reduced. So the base heal has also been reduced, and the scaling heal has also been reduced. Consume now grants bonuses for how many ever seconds, which scales later on with levels. So the benefits based on what you consumed. So golem type monsters now grant 10% increased size and maximum health. Lizard type monsters grant Nunu's attacks and spell additional magic damage equal to 1% of Nunu's maximum health. So wraiths or wolves will grant 15% movement speed for 3 seconds after Nunu consumes that unit. What do you think?
No, kills a unit. That's different.
Yeah. Well, consume is usually to kill.
No.
No, he's saying that he gets the bonus. He gets his buff right after he consumes
Yeah,
the
but
unit.
the consume has
and
to
then
deal
anytime he
that.
kills a unit.
No, the consume has to deal
No,
damaging blow, like the final blow.
No. But no. On the you see how
Oh, the race, yeah.
he gets a bonus type. Yeah, he grants 15% movement speed after he kills a unit. After he gets the buff, it doesn't matter how he kills the unit as long as he kills the unit.
Okay. Well, it's worded that way. I'm not sure if that's exactly how it will turn out. We'll have to find out. But
Let's
for
hope.
now, that's what it
Yeah,
looks like.
no, right,
I don't want
because
to
that
seem
sounds like-
stupid.
Yeah. No other thing.
But the way it's worded, like literally, grant 50% movement speed for 3 seconds after Nunu kills a unit, not consumes. So let's hope that it doesn't consume every time when it movement speed.
Yeah.
I mean, the first sentence tells you consume now grants bonuses for 120 seconds, 240 seconds based on the type of monster it was consumed.
But it's Riot we're talking about. They're not always the smartest people.
Come on, don't knock Riot.
Don't knock right, man.
Can't get banned.
They're gonna ban me for talking about them in a video no one's gonna watch. It's awesome.
You
Anyway,
never know, man.
please, freaks, just pretend like freaks gonna watch this. What do you think of the little side quests for consume?
I like them. They're cool.
It's pretty cool. Yeah.
It's
think
gonna
it's a
take him out
nice
of my
little
fucking top lane and put him in the fucking jungle.
Yeah. Do you think you'll see support Nunu? He's pretty much dead right now.
No. Well, I mean, the thing is, like, in the jungle, he's still kind of playing a supporty jungle role.
Mm-hmm.
He's not really, he's a supporty jungler, or he's kind of a counter jungler because you can just walk in, consume your big wraith, and walk the fuck out.
Mm-hmm.
But, he's still gonna be playing a supporty role, but, I like the little bonuses he gets for killing different minions.
Okay.
So I wonder if they can stack it all.
I
I wonder if he can get, like, the golem, the lizard, and the wraith or wolf type, bonus all at the same time.
think you can.
That would be good.
But you
That'd be
forget
kinda
that
fucked
golem
up.
type. I think golem type doesn't refer to the double golems. I think it only refers to blue buff. I'm not sure though.
Well, it says golem type. That means it doesn't necessarily specifically say blue buff. And like the lizard
Yeah.
type, because but the thing is, there's lizards with the blue buff. That means he'd be getting both anyways, as long as he consumed all. Let's see, he consumed.
I don't think they're counted lizards.
We have to see.
Yeah, we'll have to see.
They're
But like,
little lizards. They're little lizards that spew fire at you.
yeah, I know. But like, I feel like lizard type is really specific to red buff. So I
What is the
feel like
background noise?
it's more specific to
We shall see.
yeah,
That's
we'll
all
have
we
to
can
see.
say.
We'll have to see.
Enough of Nunu, please.
Alright. On to Quinn. It's a little bug fix. They fixed her E. So yeah, fixed a bug where Vault failed to interrupt targets that were immune to slows. There you go.
What, like ye?
I guess so. I've never experienced this bug, so
What-
we'll have to see. I don't play Quinn that much, to be honest, though. Okay. So next is Rammus. Puncturing Taunt can no longer target minions. What? So what, people
I think
taunting
people were trying to
minions?
gank with him in the lane.
And then ended
Yeah,
up taunting
people
minions.
try to gank into a lane. Yeah, and then they'd have to give it up because they'd fuck up their only real CC or something.
Okay.
That'd be funny.
Okay.
I've seen it actually happen. Like I remember thinking, during most like my normal games a lot of time. It happened back when I was playing when I started. It's kind of funny.
Okay. So does this
Yeah,
mean
we see
that
it a lot in Halo.
does this mean that Rammus can no longer taunt jungle creeps? Or is that monsters?
What's that?
Do you think
I
Rammus
think
can?
that's monsters.
Okay. I'm just trying to look into every single
Yeah, I
detail of
think
it.
the-
Yeah.
I think minions would only be the CS.
Okay.
If
Okay.
you can't taunt jungle monsters, that'd be kind of weird.
I guess so. I mean, like I've seen some people do it to reduce the damage they take. I don't know if it's really good or not, but I mean, the way it's worded.
I don't know. That doesn't sound right. I mean,
Hmm,
why would you want to taunt jungle minions? That just
I don't know.
You reduce the damage.
I mean, like
Let's
let's
say
say you
you're low
wanted
and you still
to
want to get like
red buff or something. Maybe.
you're kind of low, but you think you can do it if you can just, you know you can do it if you just taunt them. No, you know what I mean?
I don't know. I've never seen it
You know,
done,
they could
but
be
I'm just
Korean. They
wondering.
know,
I'm just wondering, man. Because it only says minions. I mean, what classes as minions? Is it just the lane minions, or is, you know? Because I know that like Hunter's Machete
Sure.
doesn't count on lane minions because it's worded as monsters. So does that apply here? Okay, we'll have to see.
probably.
Alright, so Rumble. So, okay, so Flame Spitter damage is being decreased, but his AP ratio is being increased. Danger Zone damage bonus increased from 25% to 50%, which is pretty significant.
Wait, his AP ratio is going down.
Oh yeah, my bad, my bad. Okay, so
It says decrease to blah 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 1.0 from blah 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 1.35.
oh, okay, yeah, that's my bad. And Electro Harpoon damage decreased from from the base value. Okay, so his Q and his E are being reduced in base stats and scaling, but his Danger Zone damage for his Flame Spitter is being increased twice, like it's twice as much. What does everyone think
It's
about
doubled. I hate Rumble. He can go fuck himself and die.
that? Okay.
yeah, I don't like Mother. Plus, I've never played him before, so I don't know.
Well,
Can I
it's
comment on
gonna
this?
like lessen like the face roll shit that he does to people. Like you're top and you just face roll somebody by hitting like buttons.
Mhm.
I can play Rumble, bro, right? And you just kill people. It's gonna make it so he's a little bit more. He has a higher skill cap, so people can't just go around and just like face roll people.
Okay.
But I mean, it could work out for, like. I think he'd be stronger if you're really good at playing the champion, but if you can't play him or shit, you're not just gonna face roll people with like no effort at all.
Okay. So
Which is
I
nice.
think we might see a potential nerf incoming to the Danger Zone damage. That's what I think. That's like my
Oh,
prediction.
But they nerfed the base values plus the scaling. I mean, the only thing they increased it by 25%
Yeah, I know. But like, think about
in
it.
the
though.
danger zone bonus.
I think they'll change it to
I
like
have no idea what
40%
the danger
eventually.
zone is.
The Danger Zone is when
probably.
he gets over 50 heat, or is it like 100 heat? I don't know what it is. I don't play Rumble, but he gets
No, it's
silenced
when
for a
it turns the
duration.
Barton's yellow.
Yeah. So like,
Yeah, it's when it turns red.
yeah.
Okay.
So he gets silenced.
You can
but-
auto attack and stuff.
Yeah. Alright. So Syndra's got a little bug fix. So her E is getting improved detection of dark spheres at longer range. I don't really know what that means, but apparently we will
Scan
go
of the
with
week, I think, is the
isn't
the
that E
cone
thing?
where
Yeah,
it
the
knocks at
pushback.
the
Yeah.
where it yeah, and then it stuns people. Yeah. So I think I was playing Cinder a couple days ago, and like the dark sphere was right at like the edge of like the thing. It was still inside of the cone, but it was
Mhm.
like at the very edge and didn't actually hit.
Okay.
So I think that there are big people complain that even though it should still be a viable hit on the dark sphere, it doesn't actually hitting.
Okay.
And they're fixing that.
Okay. So it's a nice little quality of life change. It's always good. Alright,
She's so
so Twisted Fate's been hit a little hard this patch. So pick a card, blue
Again.
card. Yeah, I know, right? Blue card restores a lot more mana now. His E, stack
Oh yeah,
deck,
it does. Holy crap.
no longer grants his passive cooldown reduction, so no like 15% I think it was, cooldown reduction.
Well,
But-
no, actually, his blue card actually restores higher base mana, but it no longer scales.
Right. No, it does. Plus 0.6 of total attack damage.
No.
Theoretically,
No,
it
no,
can
no.
scale.
It now restores 50, 75, 100, 125, 150. Mana instead of 26, 39 plus
Okay,
26.
yeah.
There's no scaling on it anymore.
Alright.
It's scaling less. So I mean, like, it does more for base, but like, I mean, you don't really build 80 on them anyway, so it doesn't really help out that much. But
I guess.
Yeah.
Alright, so no, Destiny cooldown has been increased. It's been increased by 30 seconds at rank 1, 15 at rank 2, and then it remains the same at level 16. Alright, and apparently his tooltips have been updated. I don't know what was wrong with the old tooltips, but that's what it has. So what do you think of the stack deck changes? No cooldown reduction, and now it's more attack speed.
I like cooldown reduction on his stack deck a lot. It was really good. It was really good.
How much actually was it? I don't know the actual value.
Was it like 10 or 15% or something like that?
I think it was
Feel
something
like-
like that.
It was like 10 or 15%. It was really useful. Twisted Fate.
I mean, like, okay, so I think that's what made his ulti cooldown a lot shorter than it was. Well, because it says it's meant to be 150, but then if you have passive cooldown reduction, it's not actually 150 at rank 1. It's something significantly less. Do you think you'll see more people stacking cooldown reduction on him now? Do you think he has to atomize for cooldown reduction now? Or is that just designed to take away
Oh,
his
it
early
was
game power?
stack deck was 3, 6, 9, 12, and 15%.
Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna. I don't know. It's gonna make it so it's gonna be if he tries to spam his Q too much, he's not gonna be able to get actually regenerate his mana quite as quickly, and if he probably won't be healing anywhere near as much for his mana off his pick a card anymore. Okay, how much does pick a card even cost?
I think it's like,
Pick a card. Jesus, level 1 for pick a card, he's only really gonna be getting back 10 mana.
yeah. But now he's getting back 50 mana.
That's not. No. It costs 40 mana at level 1.
Oh, yeah.
But pick a card.
Yeah.
So he literally only gets 10 mana back. It's a net game.
Well, yeah, if you have
Fuck.
like 0 mana regen. But yeah.
No,
No,
but
I
it's
see
still
what
a
you
net
mean.
gain
Yeah,
off
yeah.
just that little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, I see what
And
you mean.
then let's see. 55. Yeah, it's like a net gain of like 20 at like level 2.
Mm-hmm. But like,
30
if
at
you
level
think about it,
3.
alright, if you think about it, his stack deck grants him bonus auto attack damage every 3 attacks. If he gains more attack
Yeah.
speed now, that means he can auto attack trade harass quite effectively in lane. What do you think about that?
Deanna.
Diana?
I mean, that's pretty much what turning him into with that. Like, I mean, honestly, like, was it every 3 attacks he does the bonus damage?
Mm-hmm.
So now, I mean, he's getting the bonus attack speed, so it's just Deanna, but in ranged form on that, at least with that.
Okay.
I mean,
Alright.
it'll do damage.
Alright. Personally, I like the Destiny change though. Because I'm fucking sick of TF coming bot lane and kicking my ass. So,
What, every game?
yeah, like every game there's a TF. Like TF has like nowhere else to
He's
go.
been
He
a
just
lot
goes
more
bot lane.
since the LCS.
Yeah. I know. Alright. Udyr is getting a little bug fix. No need to really go over that. Varus is getting a change. His base movement speed has been reduced by 5. Piercing arrow damage has been increased. Hail of arrows has been decreased, the base stats, and Shade of Corruption has an improved hit detection at the end of the missile. What do you think of
Well,
Varus'
that's great,
changes?
because it used to be fucking terrible.
Well, I don't know. We'll see. We'll have to see how much it's been improved by.
Yeah. Wait, let me, his Q or whatever is, or he slows his movement speed anyways when he's using it?
Yeah,
How much is that?
this is a little charge up thing.
Yeah, how much is it actually? 20%. I mean, he's gonna be slower. I mean, that's like, he already doesn't actually have an escape. I mean,
Yeah.
other than what his is a slow, and then he has the, so he's gonna be a little bit less safe.
He feels like Ash in many respects. Like his ulti is his only true form of escape, and it's not really an
Yeah,
escape.
exactly.
but-
So
Yeah.
no, it's an engage, but like it's he's less safe now, but he does more damage. So I mean, it's an interesting trade-off.
Mhm.
And if his ultimate actually has better hit detection, then it might actually do well. Because I mean, you see, I was playing an ARAM the other day. Was it yesterday? I think. And he literally hit it right on somebody and just whiffed. I don't know. I was like, okay. You literally there was like 3 feet of it sticking out the guy's back and he just whiffed. I was like, you know what? I give up. Varus can go himself. But yeah. So I mean, if it actually fixes hit detection, that'd be nice. But he's less safe. So I guess his trap is more damage.
Well, like when he first came out, Riot really emphasized that in lane he was supposed to max Q, but like as soon as people were maxing E, I feel like they're really trying to stress what they intended the character to be. It's more of a long range snipe guy as opposed to a spam E guy. We'll see
So
if that
he's
actually
basically
changes it,
Caitlyn
though.
and Ash in one person.
Kind of. We'll see if this actually encourages people to max Q in lane. It rarely happens though. But we'll have to see. We'll have to watch how people take this change. Alright, so Warwick has been having quality of life changes for his ultimate. The channel time for Infinite Duress has been changed to 1.5 seconds as opposed to 2.1. The target is still suppressed for the full 1.8 seconds though. Infinite Duress always now places Warwick in front of the target rather than a random spot around the target. Any comments on that? I mean, it's not much of a change. It's just a little quality of life.
Okay, so if the channel time is being reduced to 1.5 seconds and it's replaced for 1.8, exactly how does that change things? I mean, like, so you're only channeling for one. Okay, your channel time is when you're actually when you're mauling their face off, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the other 0.8 seconds, is that when he like teleports to you? I guess
I
the
think
0.3
so.
seconds.
I think so.
That's got the only thing I think of.
I think it's a faster
gonna have to be-
travel time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, it places him in front of the target rather than a random spot. I mean, that makes him more reliable, right?
I like the
That's good
ran. Well, I kind of like it being in a mildly random spot, simply because if it's always in front of if it's always in front of the person, then you can just do whatever you need. But if let's say I expected to be in front playing Jarvan and I try to EQ him off, but he's just outside. Let's see, he's like on the side or behind or something,
Mm-hmm.
and he's like just outside my EQ range, so he still gets ulted instead of me just knocking him out of it.
I guess.
But I mean, that's like the only thing I can think of. Like, okay, well, what if he's just outside of my EQ range because he's actually behind the guy instead of in front? I mean, it changes that slightly, but it's not really a big change at all.
But I mean, like,
It's,
having
like,
more
very,
reliable
very
play
fucking bad.
is better than having inconsistent play.
Yeah,
I mean, that's just what I think.
yeah. But, I
Alright.
mean, you're right, but it
It makes it more predictable. I mean, like, there are some cases when you're trying to ult someone just before they get to tower range, but you end up behind them, so you're, like, tanking tower shots for the entire duration.
that's.
I mean, like, that
that's
stuff
true.
shouldn't
That
really
sucks.
happen. Yeah. Alright, moving on to Zac. So, Riot just flat out admitted Zac was too strong across the board. So, they're changing him to
Are you-
tone down
are you
his little power.
serious?
Yeah, look. For all the utility and sustain he brings, Zac was just a little too strong across the board. There you go. From
Every
Riot
time I
itself.
saw him in game, he just fed.
I don't know, dude.
Jeez.
Anyway.
Every time I saw him in game.
Anyway, his base health regen is being reduced from 7 to 7 instead of 12.5. His ultimate's being changed.
That's Riven range. Shit.
Yeah, I know. His damage is being reduced, the base damage on his ultimate. They fixed a bug apparently where his ultimate was applying a 0.25 AP ratio on every bounce rather than 0.4 on the first bounce and 0.2 on subsequent bounces. So his tenacity has been reduced to 50% as opposed to 75. So if he's stunned, whatever during the duration, he'll be stunned for longer now. What do you think?
I don't play Zac.
Yeah.
I mean, the health regen reduction reminds me of Riven back when they
Okay.
nerfed her back in the day. It's like, oh, well, she has a shield, and, if you shield, then you have, like, the stupid health regen, You can't really kill her in lane. But, I mean, like, the damage reduction is nice, but, also, it says that on Let's Bounce, it was doing a 0.25 ability ratio on every bounce instead of the 0.4 on the first and half for subsequent bounces. It's going to do slightly more damage on the first hit, and do, less damage on the subsequent bounces, but...
Yeah.
It's not a huge change, and the tenacity reduction, I mean,
it could be a huge change if you think about it. If it was supposed to do 0.4, then 0.2, then 0.1, and then 0.05 on 4 bounces, and then it was doing 0.25 on every single bounce, it is a bit of a significant change.
Yeah.
But I think the
How many bounces
tenacity
does it do? Does
is
it do 4?
important. Yeah, 4.
He gets 4, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think the tenacity is a
don't
big
play
deal,
second.
though.
Yeah.
'Cause, like,
So,
if
he got 50% tenacity on
75.
Let's Bounce? What?
75.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I mean, the 25% like reduction's like a lot, but still 50% is fucking dumb.
Yeah, I know. But, like, if you think
How
about
much
someone...
can Aurelia get, I wonder?
I think it's around 50%? I don't know. Depends on how many champions are around.
With
I
her
think
pass?
I think it's like 35.
Yeah, I'm saying...
35 from her passive.
Jesus.
Yeah. But like it stacks
Okay,
with like
so
Mudtreads.
more OP than Aurelia.
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe. Alright, Zed. So they said that Zed was able to farm safely and efficiently without giving his opponent much opportunity for interaction. So they're changing his wave clear potential, essentially, at early levels. So what they're doing is they're changing the damage from his Q. So his damage dealt to secondary targets will be reduced. So they're both reducing the base damage and the scaling, as well as Living Shadow. The vision radius you get from your little shadow clone is being reduced from 1,300, which was ridiculously large, to 700, which is about the same as Jarvan's flag now, if you want to put it into perspective.
So larger than a ward
Yeah,
to
kind of.
about half that.
Yeah. They've essentially just half the
Well, ward's
vision
1,100.
range. So his E Shadow Slash cooldown has been increased by 1 second. That's his spinning E thing. Does this really solve the problem with Zed? Do you think?
I like Zed too much to answer that question. The Shadow Slash is gonna be kind of annoying, but it's not gonna be too bad. I like the vision radius in Living Shadow, but I mean, it's not really often that used for a ward. Because it's an escape, plus it's also your engage. So, I mean...
Yeah.
You could... Let's say you're worried about being dove, you could just, throw it as like a ward or something in a bush. And I think it's there for like 5 or 6 seconds, so it might save you, but like... It's an engage or an escape more often than actually a ward. The wave clear is going to be really annoying because, his wave clear was alright at early levels, but like it wasn't like really, really strong. But it did like once he got like level 5, like 6 or 7, his wave clear started getting really, really kind of out of hand, and he could just like instantly just clear the wave and just walk away. And you could really just farm with your Q. If you just max your Q, you could just get Q.
Okay. But, like,
I mean,
but like if you think about it, like Orianna level 9, she can clear waves pretty quickly, QW, and then like the wave's gone. So I don't think it's like unbalanced in that sense.
No, but like the thing is, if you're playing Zed and you're just farming from safety, it's almost impossible to really do anything to you because you're already at range from them, and you can just get the hell away with your shadow.
Yeah.
So I mean, it kind of made the lane like really slow, and there wasn't really a lot going on. And there wasn't a lot of opportunity for counterplay because you could just poke them with your Q and then just get out anytime you wanted to for free.
Okay.
So it's gonna make it so that you can't just do that, like just clear half the wave, then just if they try to do anything, try to do any damage, you just shadow out. So it's gonna make it so it's gonna be harder for you to just farm for free. Which I mean, it's better. I like that a lot. I'm kind of annoyed.
Okay.
I blame Rob.
So the next champion is Zyra. She's getting a little quality of life changes to her plants. So basically they correctly display the bonus damage from AP, and they now benefit from Banner of Command's minion damage aura. So apparently plants now are minions. So yeah,
Yay!
yay, more minions. Yeah. Alright, so the last little bit is items. Actually, no, there are a few more changes, but we're gonna go over items real quick. There's only three items that are being really changed. It's Mana Manipulator. I don't know if anyone still buys that, but the recipe has been changed.
Well, if you're gonna get
Maybe. So it's Fairy Charm plus 120 gold, so it's a 300 gold total.
If you can get a
item.
what?
Mana Manipulator.
No, what is it? What did he say? What did it turn into?
It's a Fairy Charm plus
Crucible and
120
Shard
gold.
of True Ice.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Does it turn into anything?
Yeah,
Um,
Miguel's Crucible and Shard of True
Okay.
Ice.
Nope, recipe's been changed from Mika's Crucible, by the way. So it no longer builds into that.
Follow Stone and Chalice of Harmony.
Oh, so it's just the Shard of True Ice now.
Yeah. Alright, so that's that. And then we're going on to the Crucible. It's a really, really strong item. I personally really like this item because sometimes when I'm running Barrier as an AD, I would like a cleanse, and this is kind of where the item fits in. I like the fact that they changed it because the old item route wasn't that optimal. So when you have a Philo Stone, as a support you can only really build Shurelya's really. So they're giving you a little bit more option with that item, which is always good. Chalice of Harmony, meh, it's okay. So they're changing a little bit of stats. So it now grants 7 health regen per second per 5 seconds instead of no health regen. Grants 18 mana regen instead of 9. No longer grants mana. Active heal is changed to 150 plus 10% of target's maximum health, as opposed to 150 plus 15% of the target's missing health. So it now scales on maximum health, not the health you're missing. Cleanse effect is unchanged, which is good. Travel time has been changed from 0.2 seconds from variable with distance. Fixed an issue with the hit effect particle. So they basically gave it a little bit of quality of life, made the travel time a little faster, I believe. And the heal now scales on maximum health as opposed to missing health. So what do you think? Is this item going to be more popular?
Rob, you're the support answer.
Is he saying anything?
Oh, sorry.
Oh.
Yeah, sorry, my mic is muted somehow. Definitely I'll be using this a lot more now. In my supports.
I think they really did a
I
good
may
job.
even treat the
Yeah.
Shurelya's.
Yeah.
Are you still gonna get us Aurelia though?
No. This is much better, in my opinion. Unless the only thing I gotta realize is if the EDC already has cleanse.
Okay. Well, like,
But I mean, the team ability from Aurelia is still really good.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
but then
the
like,
jungler can get it then.
and it's a really situational item though, Shurelya's. If you're playing
What,
like a
Shurelya's?
poke-com,
Is
yeah,
it
you
really?
don't. Yeah, if you're running like a poke-com, you don't want to Shurelya's. Well, maybe it's disengaged, but like, it's kind of situational. Same as this item. Whoops. Same as this item. This is a really situational item. I mean, like, this is for when they have like Nasa's Skarner or something, or like a heavy suppress you want to cleanse from your AD. Like, this is like the ideal item. But I think it was a little bit too expensive and a little bit inaccessible in the terms of you had to buy weird items as a support to get it. So I mean, like, everyone buys Philo Stone anyway as support, so this is a little bit more accessible and more usable in that sense. Shall we move on?
Yeah,
Right.
sure.
Shard of True Ice has been changed. Total cost has been reduced by 100 gold, and Mana Warp passive aura reduced to 5 mana regen per 5 as opposed to 6. Not really much of a change, but I think it's to address the new cheaper cost of Mana Manipulator.
What does Shard of Choice actually do?
I believe it gives you, like, you can pick a champion. So let's say you have a tank diving in. You give him like an aura that slows enemy champions around him. Used to give you AP and gold per 5, or like 3 gold per 5 or something.
Unique
not
passive. Get gain additional 4 gold every 10 seconds. Nearby 5.
See?
Transient ally with the blizzard for 4 seconds. So
Yeah.
30%. It's not bad.
It's
I
not
mean,
a
it's
bad
good
item.
as someone who's just gonna dive in and it's good for like someone like an Udyr or something who's gonna flash in and like stun somebody, and
Yeah,
then they're gonna get slowed, so they or so the enemy team can like come up, catch up.
yeah. I mean, once again, it's kind of situational, which is good. I think Season 3 has brought in a lot more situational support items, so I really like that. Alright, so they're making a little change to Summoner's Rift. Alright, so they're changing the caster minions, so the base attack damage has been reduced from 25 to 23. So they do 2 less damage to you. What do you think?
Thank God.
I know, right? Those minions
Top
too OP.
lane, the damn minions. You'll kill somebody. You have like 35 health left, right? And you're running back to your tower, and there's 2 little balls of fucking light just falling. You're like, I'm going to die, you minions.
Okay, so basically what
Uh.
they're saying is that auto attack, harass, reliant champions were at a disadvantage because of their creep aggro. Kind of makes sense.
Yes.
Alright, so it's a little change, but it's going to help us a little bit. Okay, so Howling Abyss has been changed. High winds duration at intervals tweaked to match the pace of the music. Okay. Statue destruction algorithms tweaked to become more consistent throughout the match. Okay, more consistent tower breaking. Sounds fun?
Okay, so it's aesthetics. Great.
I guess. Alright, so game interface has been changed a little bit. Loss of control indicators now appear underneath the player's nameplate when a player's champion is affected by a crowd control effect. So it might be a little bit more visible when you're silenced, stunned, etc. Unique icon is displayed for each type of effect. A shrinking progress bar indicates the time remaining on the effect. So you've seen it in a couple of champion spotlights where you see the little white bar across. That's to indicate when, like the slow stun or suppress or whatever is going to end. So you have a little bit more time to plan your escape in that sense. So yeah, they fixed it so that multiple crowd control unique effects are active too, so you can see if they've stacked. Indicators are visible to the affected player, the player's team, and the player who infected the crowd control effect. So you can see who you've CC'd, who is being CC'd, etc. Alright.
But someone on the enemy team can't see how long what the indicators are, unless they're the one who CC'd you specifically.
Yeah, I think so. Or maybe or I think it might be visible to all players. Might be.
No, the affected player, that player's team, the player inflicted the crowd control.
Okay,
If it was visible to everybody, then they wouldn't have needed that.
I guess so. But like, if it was visible to everyone, you can it's easier to plan like a stun lock.
Yes.
Whoa,
kind of
whoa,
annoying.
whoa. Who is that? Oh, it's Tyler. I have to fix the thing now. I have to fix the UI now. Thanks.
Okay.
Is there you are?
What's up?
Good evening, gentlemen.
We're almost done with the patch notes, by the way.
It's okay.
How
You
are
can
we?
talk about.
Alright.
Can you not hear us?
There we go.
Oh no, I can hear you.
What's up with that headset? It's like glowing blue.
That's
I know. Wait, here's the best part.
Uh-oh.
I'm like motherfucking dead mouse. It's pretty wonderful.
Wow, that is actually glowing pretty bright. Alright,
Yeah, it's actually pretty nice.
okay.
I think it may be the best headset I've ever invested in.
Yeah. So while we're on the
Glad
topic,
you talked you into it.
yeah. While we're on the topic, have you actually seen the patch notes, by the way?
Myself?
Yeah.
Yes.
I took a gander at them. I was actually mostly happy about all the new changes. Big fan of new.
Okay.
Let me go ahead and pull them up in front of me.
Anything else that's, like sticks out to you in particular?
Let's see. Came completely unprepared.
I know, right?
You would.
Sorry.
It's alright, we're kind of winging it as well.
Here we go. Consume damage increase. Dear God. That jungling is gonna get way better. Trust me. Have faith.
Oh, by the way, I should add. Alright, so there's been a little bit of a popularity streak in the forums about power leveling. So what people used to do is get 3 people together, jump into a co-op versus AI game, intermediate on Twisted Tree Line, pick 3 AD carries, buy red pot, push to win by 5 minutes and get like 500 XP. So they fixed the bug, so
wow.
they've actually patched that in this patch. So that's no longer possible. You have to wait 20 minutes now. I just thought I'd throw that out there for all you power levelers.
Wish I'd known.
Yeah, I know. I would have done that to several server accounts as well. But yeah, that's no longer possible. While Tyler's looking over
the
it,
next part. Oh,
yeah, we'll just go over like the
Never
general
mind.
changes while Tyler looks over the thing, and then we'll conclude, and then we'll end it there. Alright, so now we can make custom item sets.
that's the biggest thing I'm happy about.
Yeah, so instead of the achievements tab, you will have a custom item sets tab where you can set your own recommended items for your games, essentially. Let's see.
And you don't have to use that third-party program anymore.
Yeah. So silence, taunt, stun, fear, and suppress effects have been updated with a new, consistent visual. That's a nice little change.
Which is, yeah, it's almost like they already mentioned it before. It's almost redundant.
Yeah, kind of. Karthus' Requiem should no longer have a major FPS performance hit across all maps. So apparently Karthus is too strong and he's been making people lag as he kills everyone on the map. So that's no longer happening. Rerolls in the
I like this
ARAM,
next one too.
yeah, ARAM queue will now prefer champions not being played by the member of the enemy team. So you'll no longer see like 2 of the same champion. Or you'll see it less
I would
frequently.
hope so.
Yeah.
I'm actually really,
Double
really happy
dares.
about that change, even though I don't like ARAM too much. Mostly just because of how repetitive a lot of the champions seem. I know it's supposed to be all random, but in my opinion, you just get a lot of repeat characters over and over, and that bothers me a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So another little change is that the random champion option is no longer available in ranked game champion select, which was a little weird. I know I've seen like
I don't
pros
even know why
random,
it's still there.
yeah, like random instalock, really, in a ranked game. Okay, if you want to.
Sounds like season 1 and 2.
I know, right? So other than that, it's kind of okay. So everything else is more like quality of life changes for people with, certain video cards or certain
Oh,
devices.
they actually fixed that bug finally?
Which one?
There's a bug in Dominion with AMD cards where your cursor would literally just turn like would either go invisible or be like just like 4 dots.
Yeah, they
And
fixed
when you're
it.
trying to play like anything, thanks. It took them like a year. Jesus.
The same with like Pulsefire Ezreal. They only got it fixed last patch, but the problem was there since its
Okay.
release. Alright. So okay, this is kind of
Oh,
significant.
Adobe Air no longer uses debug launcher.
Yeah. And
Which
has
is
been
good.
updated to version 3. Yeah. So no longer client crashes. I've had a big issue with that, so I'm glad that they finally fixed that.
Yeah, me too. A lot more than recently.
Yeah. Alright, so players may now disable
the
moving. Oh yeah,
Wait.
yeah,
People who fail to connect to the game get bonus magic armor and resistance.
yeah.
What?
So what used to happen is that they would have the same thing. So if you had a global ult, you could ult their base and get a free kill, essentially. So they patched that
Oh.
so that people who disconnect have 1000 armor and magic resist. And apparently that wasn't being applied to people who never connected into the game, which I don't think that was common knowledge, but they fixed it now. So if you have like a bug spot or something, don't worry, you're not gonna get killed in your fountain. You will have 1000 boner and a bonus armor and magic resist. Alright, so players may now disable moving their champions via right-clicking the minimap in the options menu, which is nice. I know that I actually quite like this, because you know why? Sometimes like when I'm trying to kite down the enemy bruiser, like I'd click on the minimap, and then like I'll end up walking to the tower or something. It's fucking retarded, dude. So I'm glad they fixed that. It's my own fault, but still, I'm glad they fixed it. Alright, so that's
Tyler,
pretty
the
much
next one should
everything.
go well with you.
Yeah,
Well, the Logitech G key.
okay.
Keep like a macro.
Yeah,
Who uses the Logitech keyboard here?
I don't.
Tyler does.
He does. So, G-Key,
You're
LED,
muted
and
there, Tyler.
LCD technologies are now supported. So yeah, yay your keyboard.
Tyler, mic is muted.
Mic is muted. There we
Sorry
go.
about that. I'm a wee bit inebriated. Anyway, I am excited about that. The reason being I like to utilize the LCD panel on the keyboard itself a lot for other games. There's some other plugins that used to be around for League of Legends that were third party, but you had to kind of control them all manually. So most of the time it was like red buff, blue buff timers, dragon timers, that kind of stuff. But like I said, you had to sit there and kind of manually adjust the times yourself. Hopefully, I mean, there's not a whole lot of detail as far as what the LCD is going to be able to do. But if it would be something like that, or even just kind of give you a general overview of your stats, or maybe your entire team stats, that'd be really cool.
How big's the LCD?
Yeah.
I mean, to give you an idea, here's a cap to a soda bottle, and here's the LCD itself right here. So I mean, it's a fair amount.
Information.
Yeah. You can probably get like a good 3 lines of text on there.
Okay.
And even then, it can kind of scale down too. And it's got a bunch of good capabilities. Kind of bounce around between with. Like in other games, it'll utilize showing you ammo for every weapon you have, health, that kind of stuff. In those, you'll get different stats, region, that kind of goofy info. I think it could be utilized a lot in League, given all the stats you kind of have to micromanage throughout the game. So it would help out.
Oh wow, you can macro your laugh and taunt keys now with your G keys.
It reminds me of back when Amumu had gotten that robot skin.
Oh
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
the global
yeah.
laugh.
We were just talking
just
about
talking
that
about-
earlier.
Oh, it was wonderful.
That was
you would
pretty
say
funny
some
though.
shit like that.
No, but imagine if it was
You're
Teemo.
Asian, of course, it would be funny.
Imagine if it was
Oh,
Teemo.
Timo, I hate his laugh.
If I saw
his laugh
Timo in
is-
real life, I would rip off his head with my bare hands. Swear to God, I fucking hate Timo.
Not that
Jerry's
bad.
anti-fun, not as much as Timo.
Yeah, dude.
Maybe you just need the astronaut Teemo. Personally, just runs so much move speed, and you watch him bounce around as a little astronaut suit in low gravity. It makes me happy.
Dude,
I'm
Astronaulus.
sure.
Astronaulus. Boots of mobility, home guard boots, Astronaulus. It looks hilarious.
Yes, yes.
It's genuinely hilarious.
Once he gets move speed.
Yeah, it's just
good.
so hilarious. I could watch it all day.
Are there any other astronaut skins right now?
I think it's just 2.
Yeah, I believe no. Alright, Tyler, so
They need to work on that.
have you read the
Like a
patch
space
notes?
lane.
Anything that stands out to you?
I honestly just kind of jumped down and kind of caught up where you guys are. I didn't want to extend out your passionate video too much.
Oh, good.
I've been taking a break
Since you're
from
an
League for
ADC,
a while.
since you play ADC, what do you think with the Caitlyn and Varus thing?
Let me jump to Caitlyn real quick.
And MF. MF got nerfed as well.
Oh, that's right, MF did too, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, like Varus, Caitlyn, and MF are pretty much the only 3 ADCs that any pro team has picked up recently, as opposed to except for like Tristana and Vayne's seen a few games, but those 3 have been the main highly
Draven.
consistent. Draven too, but Draven doesn't really need to be changed. So
I'm a big Draven fan,
Okay.
just because of he's got a lot of utility, and just kind of based on being an AD carry, mostly the knockback and slow. It's way too handy, especially when you get the move speed up. You really need to kite someone away or chase someone down. It's a great champ for it. But back to what you said about Caitlyn, though. The changes aren't they're not going to be dramatic, in my opinion. I don't think a whole lot of people even think when they're doing tower pushes or anything like that, their headshot affecting how fast they're doing it. I think even a lot of players in lane don't utilize headshot enough. Just getting that 7th stack and then hitting a champion. just to kind of have better harassment in the lane. But like I said, it's a lot of things I don't think a lot of people think about. Maybe like your higher end Caitlyn players definitely, if they're going to utilize it. I think just general population didn't think about it too much. But it's a good change. But like I said, I don't think it's going to be game breaker or anything like that. With MF, it was always fun. Just kind of like leveling up like the on hit effects. But like I said, it'll be the same kind of concept because even at your last tier, the damage reduction is only 2. I don't think it'll be too bad. But the passive, as far as going from 4 stacks to 5, will be good.
Yeah.
All right.
And Varus, what do you think about Varus?
Yeah, Varus. I forgot about him.
You got changes too. Good
Yep.
lord.
Yes.
It's a bad day for AD carries.
I know. Like I said, I've been taking a break for like maybe a month and a half or so, just because of how busy I've gotten. And even then, like since I've been playing the past few days, I've been more like mid-oriented. Haven't jumped back into AD carry just yet, but it is unfortunate. So we got base move speed reduction, piercing arrow, damage increased, improved hit detection. That'll be good.
Yeah.
Hail of arrows, yeah.
I hope it.
Honestly, really glad about Chain of Corruption and Piercing Arrow. It just kind of depends on how you choose to level up your abilities on that one. I didn't use Hail of Arrows for damage, honestly. Usually I just used it in that clutch moment where you seem to get that proc off with Varus, just for the bonus damage at the end. It's mostly what I would use it for. That initiating on a slow, but never been a big Varus player myself, mostly. Stick with Caitlyn, Banner, Misfortune, Draven, like I said, huge fan. Piercing Arrow, I didn't have a whole lot of problems with it as far as hit detection, but every now and again I have that chance where you sit there and say, I swear I made that shot, and it can really be upsetting when you think you have it, because it's potentially a kill, just because of the range you can get with it. But hopefully that'll kind of clear that up a lot.
Yeah, I don't think
Same
the
thing with
Hail
Chain
of...
of Corruption.
Oh yeah, sorry. I don't think the Hail of Arrows reduction is significant enough to discourage people from maxing it first or whatever they do right now. But like they're trying to increase piercing arrow, but they have to be really careful because piercing arrow is more of an early game thing. So like you could see Varus becoming picked into poke comps, because of if they buff this too much, it's good poke. So they have to be really careful with this. They keep increasing the damage on Q. So they really have to be careful in that regard, that they don't make it too strong, so that people can still do tons of damage with it just being a 1-point skill.
I see your point. I agree.
Alright.
Reading the comments on the first page of this, a lot of people are hating the changes.
You think?
Yeah. They think Diana just got completely destroyed, or
What now?
the Rumble changes.
Nah, the Rumble changes aren't that bad. Like, last year,
Maybe
Rumble
so
was
he's
so
more
bugged.
skill orientated.
Yeah. I mean, like, having a higher skill cap on a champion like Rumble isn't bad. But it just makes him a little less accessible to anyone else who's just picking him up.
I think another problem, just it goes for the league community in general. A lot of overreaction, to be honest. Not taking change well. It's a really, really hard community to please. Even with slight changes, you're going to have people that are extremely upset about it. I think the game has just gotten so big to where your range of players has gotten so diverse that it's never going to be a patch where everyone's extremely excited about it. Some people are going to see, change is a good thing. Some people are just going to be extremely upset. There's no winning it, to be completely honest.
Yeah, I think so too. Alright.
So is this one of the patches for Season 3, Part 2? I
Yeah.
think it's one of the bigger patches.
Yeah, I think 3.5 was like Season 3 starting, I think. I'm not sure though. Alright, so any other regarding comments on this patch overall? And then we'll end it here.
Alright, sounds good.
So we'll just go around. Tyler,
Thank you for
Rob.
watching.
Yeah. No, wait, no. Tyler, Rob, Cortex, and me. In that order, just give like a sentence or two. What do you think the patch is? Like, do you think it's good overall? Etc.
Oh, we starting with myself?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I apologize. I mean, like I said, I just kind of hopped back into the game after a month or so of absence. I haven't gotten a whole lot of playtime in since I've started, but you know, I do feel like some of the changes from when I remember playing about a month ago, so it'll be good for the game. I don't have anything negative to say about it just yet, but my opinion is subject to change later on, and if that does, I'll be sure to leave a comment.
Okay. Rob.
I think a lot of stuff. It was a pretty good balance patch. At least I feel. I do like the Chaos Crucible change. That was probably my favorite thing. Other than that, I think it was a decent patch.
Okay. Cortex.
They finally fixed Top Nunu. I don't have to deal with that shit anymore. Thank God.
Okay.
Top.
Yeah, for me, I think this patch was more of a little quality of life. It's good that Riot does these once in a while. Just analyzes the state of the game as it is. It's a good balanced patch overall. Nothing too major. Nothing too game-breaking so far. But we'll have to see how the future patches from this develop. So yeah, that's it. That was our patch preview. From all of us here, thanks for watching. Yeah, and we'll see you for the next patch.